I have a very special guest that wants to share a cocktail with you that has only been served one time in public. Dude, only one time. But we're gonna teach you how to make it at your own home bar. Let's go. I would love to welcome back to the show my buddy and the head bartender of Disneyland's own Trader Sam's Enchanted Tiki Bar, Mr. Kelly Merrill.
Yeah!
How you doing?
I'm well. How are you today, Spike?
I'm doing just fine. It's nice to have you back here.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. We're formal now.
Hands, yeah.
We're getting a little bit older. We can be more sophisticated.
What are you calling old?
Fair.
When was the last time you were here?
Oh, last time I was here, I think we were making the Krakatoa cocktail.
Right.
Probably 5 months ago, 6 months ago, a year ago. I have no idea.
Okay. So what else have you been up to since then?
Well, besides being at Trader Sam's, I've kind of developed my own small business.
Oh.
A little side hustle, if you will. Got into the world of woodworking. Actually.
Oh, really?
I have indeed. Started my own little small business, making shelves, cutting boards, little tiki signs, tiki cat stairs, just all kinds of good stuff, and hopefully it'll kind of grow and grow. In fact,
Tiki cat stairs?
it's like stairs for your cats, but it's a tiki style. It's funny you mention it, because I just happen to have a hat here. Rumpus Room Woodworks. Found it Rumpus Room Woodworks at Instagram, and you can have this hat. If your viewers will ever allow you to wear a hat besides the Greek fisherman, you know, do that.
Is that what it is? Greek fisherman?
That just makes me think of a Greek fisherman. I don't know.
I like Greek fisherman.
Rumpus Room Woodworks.
All right.
For all your Rumpus Room shenanigan needs.
Okay. How's it look?
Looks awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, more people should wear, like, you know, white trucker hats. There's not enough of those out there.
Did you happen to notice the shelves that I made?
I did. I think they're very nice. I think you perfected the art of the butt joint. Is what it's called. And I think the finish on these is exact and fine. And
it's called 2x4s. Nailed into the wall.
Wonderful. Gets the job done, doesn't it?
Yeah, totally. So where can people find your woodworking antics?
Mostly on Instagram.
Okay.
Rumpus Room Woodworks. If you go to my primary Instagram, Old Man Merrill, I post a lot of things there too, and then you can quickly find me over at Rumpus Room Woodworks.
And you're starting to post more and more reels?
I'm trying to get in the world of reels, and I realized that although I've been very a big fan of social media for a long time, when you actually care about your social media, it's a lot of work. Like, it's a lot of work.
You're telling me.
And of course, I'm not leaving Trader Sam's anytime soon. I'll be there forever. I just have a little something else on the side. So, yeah, come check it out.
Okay. So tell me about this drink, dude.
So, I hosted a seminar this year at Tiki Oasis.
What is Tiki Oasis?
Tiki Oasis is the premier tiki event of the world. There's an actual tagline to that, but I don't know. They're not sponsoring this, so I don't have to say it perfectly correct, do I?
No.
So Tiki Oasis is an annual event in San Diego every year. It's, from my understanding, the largest tiki gathering that happens in the world currently.
Yep.
You know, 3,000 plus people all come down, and it's 4 or 5 days full of great music and obviously great cocktails, pinups, and classic cars, and all kinds of just, it's great. It's fantastic. Also, a lot of really great seminars. Most of the seminars revolve around tiki and mid-century fashion and cocktails and history. Well, I decided to do one this year about woodworking, and mostly it was about just being crafty, accessing your crafty side.
Oh, okay.
In your inspiration, your planning, your design. Not necessarily like, here's how to be a woodworker, but just like, how do you kind of access that more creative side and actually move forward and finish a project, which is the hardest thing.
Yeah, totally.
Finishing a project.
I know. I've got a pond that I'm dealing with.
So anyway, during this seminar, when you go to a seminar at Tiki Oasis, there's almost always a welcome cocktail.
Right.
And you get in, you get handed a cocktail and you sit down. Now, I did not use power tools in a cocktail serving alcohol. It did not happen. A lot of people ask me, oh, so you were drinking and then sawing logs. No. We are very responsible.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, I created the drink that was used as our welcome cocktail, and this is it.
Cool. So this has never been served anywhere else?
Never been served anywhere else except for Friday afternoon to 150 people at Tiki Oasis. That's it.
And now to the whole world.
Now to the whole world. I was told...
Oh, I thought we were doing a thing.
Oh, sorry. To the whole world. Is this where you go into a dream sequence?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then you say, rum was first invented by...
We're not doing that.
Okay.
Let's make the cocktail.
Yes.
For this cocktail, we will be using lemons, white grapefruit.
From our backyard tree. My backyard tree.
Yeah, not ours.
Not ours.
Yeah, we're not
My backyard tree.
we're not life partners. Falernum, Kelly Merrill brand saline solution.
It's official at stores today.
That's not.
And an agricole rum from Kohana. Kohana Kia is this style of rum.
Oh.
Fantastic, awesome rum from Hawaii.
Okay. Let's make the drink. So why don't we start by cutting a lemon in half. Go ahead, sir.
Okay.
You know how to do this?
I've done it a couple times. I still miss your ceramic knives.
Everybody does.
Hey, by the way, speaking of woodworking, where did this come from?
Winston Woodworking
Oh,
sent me that.
it's almost like you didn't know a woodworker, but you know, that's cool, whatever.
Well, were you making cutting boards 4 years ago?
No, I was making cutting boards 6 months ago.
Yeah.
This is nice. They call this end grain. This is actually really nice.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We need 3/4 of an ounce of lemon juice.
Per drink?
Yep, it's actually half an ounce. So we need half of an ounce of lemon juice per drink. And we're doing 2 drinks?
Yep.
Okay.
That would be 1 ounce.
Thank you. I was going to tell you the answer, but I wanted to wait for you to say it. You've been doing this a while, so.
I have. I know how to add halves and 3/4.
Yes.
You know the way I do 3/4 and 3/4?
How?
I go 3
Uh-huh.
and 3.
Yeah.
And then these two make a dollar.
Uh-huh.
And then that's a half.
Hey, that's pretty good. My trick on adding 3/4 and 3/4 is I just know it's 1.5.
Because I've been doing this for 12. Actually, how long? How long have you been bartending at Trader Sam?
Bartending at Trader Sam's for over 13 years.
And they opened 13 years ago, right?
Correct. We
Yeah.
just had our 13th anniversary this last May, and I've been there since day one.
And day one was the brand new release of the barrel mug.
Day one, we had no mugs of our own.
Okay,
We
then-
had just kind of leftover Tiki Farm mugs that we were using. We didn't have our own mugs.
When you did finally release the barrel mug, I was there that first night.
Yeah.
And you broke one,
Yeah.
and then you gave it to me.
I broke one, was going to throw it away, and you went, no. Come here, bring it to me. I'm going to put it in my fish tank.
Yeah.
Which, where's that fish tank? You haven't had that in a while, have you?
I have a pond now.
Yeah, oh, okay. You put it in the pond.
I'll throw it in the pond.
There you go.
Okay, so here is 1 ounce of lemon juice. Okay, what's next?
Grapefruit.
Okay, you want to cut
And
that?
I've said this on your show several times, which, by the way, thank you for having me back again.
Sure.
When we're making cocktails, we always start with non-alcoholic ingredients first, and which you do on your shows, so that's good.
I do.
You're learning something.
I learned that on Bar Rescue.
That's
That's actually true, I did.
Damn it.
He's like, you don't want to throw away booze. I was like, why are you yelling at me, John?
then you might have to shut it down. So we're using white grapefruit here, which is always preferable. Always preferable over pink grapefruit. It has a more natural flavor. It's not quite as sweet, and yada yada yada.
How much would you like?
We're doing 3/4 of an ounce, and we're doing 2 of them.
Dude, I know that math's so good. Wow, dude, that is 1.5 ounces right there.
Oh, we're so close. Yeah. I'd give it another.
What are you
another
talking
heave
about?
up. Yeah, it's pretty good. That's pretty good.
And we still have room to make a Navy grog after this.
Oh.
On our own time. Since we have the tree together.
Beautiful. All right, now let's do some falernum.
Okay, go right ahead.
And we're going to do 3/4 ounce of falernum. We're using today, I brought this to be used here because these were the actual brands that were used in the cocktail at Tiki Oasis.
Oh.
This is from Liquid Alchemist,
Yeah.
which is a local LA maker of cocktail syrups.
Okay.
Very, very nice. We use several of their brands at Trader Sam's. This falernum is not yet released to the public. They premiered it just 4 days ago at Tiki Oasis. So I was really lucky to use it. And actually a little bit nervous since I developed a drink with falernum that I hadn't tasted yet. Luckily, it's freaking delicious.
This is not sponsored by Liquid Alchemist, but I do want to taste it on its own.
Let's try it. And we all know what the primary flavor of falernum is, right? Ginger. Ginger is going to be your primary flavor profile in falernum.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow, that is a flavor that I'm not used to in Falernum.
That is really good.
It's really good, but it tastes different to me.
That ginger comes in a little bit later.
Yeah.
It doesn't just hit you up front like it's just a fancy ginger syrup.
Oh, wow.
The clove in there.
Yeah.
The cloves dry your mouth out a little bit
Totally
later.
do, yeah.
Clove and ginger are going to be your primary, with ginger being first, your primary ingredients. Depending on what recipe you use for falernum, you might see some star anise, you might see some allspice. You will almost always see almond, although it's not, a heavy amount. Some will just use some almond extract. But yeah, falernum is actually a really traditional Caribbean flavor, Barbados flavor, actually, they use in cooking. Think of like a lot of Caribbean cooking. They have a lot of those kind of spices in it. So that's kind of where this came from.
It's really good.
That is really good.
How much of that?
This is going to be 3/4 of an ounce each, so 1.5 ounces.
Kind of plenty falernum in this thing, which is fun for me. I do love that flavor.
Oh yeah. So now we're going to use saline solution. This is not the same stuff you put in your eyeballs when you wear contacts. This is just salt water.
Yeah.
It is not a new concept to be used in cocktails, but it has blown up in popularity lately.
Totally.
And you might think primarily to use it in cocktails that are agave-based, like a margarita.
Sure.
Obviously it lends itself. But it's kind of a cheat code in all cocktails. If you think about it, you add a little bit of salt to literally everything that you cook.
Yep.
It's kind of the same concept in cocktails. Now, you don't want to overuse it because then it just like defeats the purpose. But it is just putting a little, almost as if you would some Pernod or absinthe. You just a few drops, and that's all you need. So we're gonna do 5 to 6 drops in each cocktail. You can use that any way. You might think also as a 1/8 of a teaspoon, which is often the way absinthe is written in recipe books. And this is literally just salt and water. You make it just like simple syrup. I found that it takes a little bit longer to dissolve the salt, but that's generally the way you make it.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and a little bit more for fun. You don't need very much.
Okay, and then I suspect that the last ingredient is going to be the rum.
Last ingredient is the rum. So, Kohana, the Kohana Kia. It's an agricole rum. And as we know, agricole rum is made from straight pressed sugar cane, not molasses.
That's why you get the really like grassy flavors. And,
Yeah, grassy, earthy flavors.
I'm not usually a fan of this rum.
And that's fair.
But I think I'm developing a bit of a palate for it.
Do you like really funky rums?
I like heavy Jamaican, dark Jamaican.
Okay. Usually they kind of go along where if you don't really like funk, you usually don't like agricoles as well. But it is, I sometimes call it the Scotch of rums because it's that grassy earthiness, although it reminds me of peat in Scotch, although they're obviously separate things.
Who's Pete?
Pete? He's the guy who invented Scotch, so that's peatiness. P-A-T. When we do a Scotch episode, we'll talk more about that. But I was really lucky to use Kohana. They're one of the sponsors of Tiki Oasis, and they actually sponsored my seminar also.
Okay.
And I got to know a couple of the guys from Kohana. They're out there, and they're just cool people. I've always been a big fan of this rum.
Okay.
And so the fact that I got to hang out with them and stuff, it just made it that much cooler. So they gave me this bottle to, share with you tonight, which I thought was really nice.
Thanks, dudes.
We're going to be using 1.5 ounces of Kohana Agricole.
Okay. How come not 2 ounces?
Because this was initially designed as a much smaller cocktail and stays that way.
Okay.
Because it's a welcome cocktail and because was free for these guests.
Yep.
That they don't want anything that's too big.
Okay.
Tiki Oasis is an event where there is free alcohol everywhere.
Yeah.
So the alcohol that is being given to you by the actual event organizers, they don't want to give you too much.
It's really easy to get like blind drunk at Tiki Oasis.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so how much ice would you like?
For your average cocktail, I always like to use 8 to 10 ounces. For this one, let's do 6 ounces of crushed ice. I've become a big fan of actually measuring out my crushed ice, not only to get the amount that's right for that cocktail, but to ensure consistency too. So every time I make that cocktail, I'm making it the same way, and the dilution is going to be the same way.
It's kind of 1 scoop. So if you got like a little scoop like this, that'll pretty much.
Is that 6 ounces right there?
Yeah, dude.
Okay, so let's do 2 of those.
Oh.
Well,
2
for
scoops.
2 cocktails, 6 ounces each.
Yeah,
Yeah, a little bit more.
Okay.
And then honestly, like this is, if that's not enough for you, you taste it, you want more, you taste it, you want less, you do whatever. I'm not at home looking over your shoulder. Or am I? We'll give it like do a little calibration there, huh? There we go. I do 6 seconds, like, you know, usually. This has 2 drinks in it, so I left it a little bit longer. So.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do about that.
I don't normally ever leave anything sitting like that. I know that that's the intention.
Yeah.
You can just like have it on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably raise the little thing up a little bit.
Yeah.
Right there.
Well, this might not be the. You think this is the original cup that came with this?
Oh, maybe not.
So the original cup might have been like
Just a little taller.
an eighth of an inch taller.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Okay. Regardless, I don't put anything on there long enough to warrant that kind of nonsense.
Nonsense, he says. So this drink was served initially just in a small plastic cup, just what we call like a dirty dump or a mix and dump.
Okay.
Where you just pour it right in, unstrained, right into a cup.
Okay.
I'm kind of a big fan of cocktails that are in coupes. We might have enough in here to fill the coupes.
Let's try that.
When you have more than one cocktail in a tin and you're just pouring with ice, do a little bit in each one over and over, or one of them's going to have all the ice and the other one will have no ice. So just kind of give it a little back
Good
and
advice.
forth.
It's almost like you're a professional.
I've done this a couple times. Now we're going to get to almost the top. Now we're going to strain because we have too much left. Now what we could have done, if we would have thought about it ahead of time, is strain it first and then add the ice to the top of it. But,
Oh, sure.
you know, whatever.
Why don't we do just a little dainty mint up on top?
Yeah. And then we actually had these pieces of ginger candy
Okay.
to kind of complement the.
Oh, dude, look at how
So you can put a spear through here and just kind of
beautiful that is.
kind of balances on the side here.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. Let's see if I can get the.
And so, from Kelly Merrill at Trader Sam's for Tiki Oasis, this.
Is the Waikai.
Before we taste this, folks, if you are not already a member of the Patreon, join the Patreon. I will send you this enamel pin. You'll get discounts and opportunities to buy merch before it goes on sale to anybody else. And we have brand new Tiki mugs on the way, brand new merch, stuff that I haven't even talked about yet. So join the Patreon. Okay, dude, let's taste this.
I can't wait.
I know, I can't
Because
wait either.
except for when I was doing my R&D and test and adjust,
Yeah.
I've only actually drank one.
Oh,
So
wow.
this will be great.
Okay.
All right. This will be up. There goes the ginger candy.
Oh, can I drop it in there? Cheers.
Yeah, sure. Cheers. Thank you, Spike.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, wow.
That's pretty good.
It's very light.
Yeah,
It's very light. You definitely get the agricole.
very much so.
There's like a grassiness to it.
Look at that salt.
The
I think I
salt's
put
nice.
I think I put too much. A few too many drops in this particular one.
Or like some-
Remember, up for fun, I did that little bit at the extra
Yeah.
end. I think that's too much.
Sometimes fun's a little too much. I definitely get the ginger notes.
I mean, it's easy to say, oh, it's just a fancy daiquiri, but I mean, isn't every tiki drink just a fancy daiquiri?
Kinda. I do like that this is served with ice. And you don't normally see ice in coupes like this. I think it's a nice presentation. It's a delicious cocktail.
Especially if you're, this is not a very large cocktail. If you're serving it in a glass that you then need to just dump a whole bunch of ice on top of just to fill the glass, this is a nice option, I think.
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah, I'm very happy with the way this came out. The Waikai, which by the way, I named it that because that's a Hawaiian term that more or less means saltwater. So because we're using a bit of saline solution, also grapefruit. Grapefruit could be kind of bitter and have a bit kind of salty. That's what I named the drink.
And also the agricole rum has a bit of a grassiness, and I think you can almost kind of relate that to like a saltiness too.
True, and it's from Hawaii as well. So it is very, very good.
This is a great drink.
Thank you.
Make this one at home. Let us know in the comments below what you think of this cocktail. Visit Kelly Merrill at Trader Sam's. He's there damn near all the time, especially during the week, right?
Monday through Friday nights is usually my jam, yeah.
And you can follow Kelly's Woodworking on Instagram.
Don't point your hat.
Oh, I was like, what?
Point the hat.
Yeah, follow it here. But what, Rumpus Room?
Rumpus Room Woodworks.
Okay. And follow his personal Instagram at Old Man Merrill.
Yeah.
Folks, if you've enjoyed this, please be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you aren't already, and if you don't hit that subscribe button,
I will never make a cocktail ever again.